really appealing. I think there's going to be stuff in here that the casual competitive folks find appealing. It's a big audience. There's a lot of players. They all want something a little bit different out of the game. You know, you have to think about that really carefully to try to figure out which areas you push into. And in the case of Black Ops 3, you push in both areas really hard, and that's exactly what happened.
From Black Ops 2 to Black Ops 3, what are the main core components that you've brought from the last-gen title to the next-gen title? Because you have all this new hardware available, you have all this new technology. What core components did you keep that everybody's going to be happy to see in Black Ops 3?
So look, I mean, you have to take it almost by mode, by game that we make, right? Because you're getting 3 games here. So on the campaign side, look, you're going to get like that epic, cinematic, you know, insane action thrill experience that that really I think Call of Duty delivers better than anybody. But the difference this time around is obviously it's co-op. You've got all these abilities on your cyber soldier that you can actually use that has a gameplay component. And then we've integrated open area designs. I mean, you're not always on the rails with this one, man. It's like sometimes you have those cinematic experiences and we're trying to tell you some story and some narrative, and then we'll just open it up. And you can tackle that whole engagement any way you want. I mean, you could tackle it by yourself playing it solo, or you can play with up to 4 players. And there's just stuff going on everywhere. And we had to develop an entirely new AI system for Call of Duty for this game. It couldn't take it. You know, it's one of the things we did with that extra year is an entirely new AI system from the ground up. You know, I'll let Vaughn tackle multiplayer in a second, but on the zombies front, you know, I'm not going to get into too much to zombies right now because I got, like, we're going to roll this out this year. You guys are going to love it. But, like, it's a totally new zombies experience, but everything, look, if you love Treyarch's zombies, you're going to love what we've got. One of the things we did add to it that players have been asking for is there is a player progression system now in there, so you'll be able to level up as a zombies player in zombies, and I think that that's really cool, and that obviously takes its heritage from multiplayer, and you're gonna be able to do that even in the campaign too. There's a progression system for the player and the campaign that you're gonna have, and they all owe it to its heritage to multiplayer, but they're each their own game, and they fit inside with what those games are trying to do.
This is exactly what I'm excited about. So in a way, the multiplayer competitive game is a little more campaign because of the specialists, because of the character selection that they offer, their selection, their backstory, their voice. Multiplayer's got its influence there. And campaign, the co-op campaign has its influence from the multiplayer sandbox side of things and being able to take a different setup and have that change the way that you actually play any particular level. So these things are merging, right? And it's all online, which as an online guy is the best thing in the world for me. And that's what makes this game sort of push above and beyond where Black Ops 2 was, where campaign was not multiplayer, and multiplayer was definitely not campaign, and zombies sit squarely in the middle, and now each of them sort of draws from each other, and I think that fans are going to be able to move through these things in the same way. I mean, they're not even the same executable, it's just one game. The menuing system, the navigation, the lobby, the flow back and forth, all of this has been unified, right? This is how we spent a lot of time.
Yeah, man, when you do a stream on this game, you're going to be like, hey, what do you want to do now? Okay, let's play a little zombies. And you're going to play some zombies, and you're going to be like, dude, let's go play this level co-op together in the campaign. I've got all these new abilities that I didn't even have when I played it the last time, and go in and play it. And you can play it differently, and you're going to be like, dude, let's go in and play some multiplayer. And as a group, you're going to be able to hang together and seamlessly move in between each of these 3 games.
By design.
By design. Previously, you would talk to somebody and they'd say, "Oh, I'm not a campaign player. I'm not a zombies player," you know. And now you're saying this is a joined effort. There's very much you're not a zombies or a campaign or a multiplayer player. You're just a player of the game. Player Black.
So I think the thing that was one of the interesting epiphanies we had was learning out of Black Ops 2. We used to kind of think of it that way too. It's like, are you like there's zombies people and there's multiplayer people, but you know that's bullshit. Right. You play both, right? Right. Well, it was real bullshit, man. I'm telling you, we saw the stats, and we're seeing like upwards of like 30% of the people in a single session a couple years after Black Ops coming out playing both zombies and multiplayer in the same session. And I think that was a real epiphany for us. We're like, man, these people, like, you know, they're enjoying the entire game as an experience, and they're having different experiences. And I think that's part of what has kept Black Ops so strong for so many years, is that people are enjoying it. And we just wanted to make it super easy, super simple, and allow people to just get together and play and enjoy the entire game.
Look, play what makes you happy. If you don't want to play some other part, that's totally fine. But if you want to, then it's on us to make sure that you can do that simply and easily. And there's no requirement. So when you play multiplayer competitively, there's nothing required by playing the campaign game to, say, advance in the progression systems for multiplayer and vice versa, right? So, but the exposure of that, what your campaign level is, what your zombies level is, what your multiplayer level, all that's together, so people can kind of understand the totality of your identity as a Call of Duty Black Ops 3 player. And, you know, that's just smart design, really.
Why don't we take a look at some of the things that I noticed during that trailer that a lot of people who are longtime fans might be extremely happy to see, most notably the return of gore. I saw a lot of blood going on right there, and as a player, I think that's a fun little part that a lot of games kind of miss out on. You guys brought a little bit more into this game, a little bit more realism. What helped that decision get made?
What was important to us is, you know, you take out somebody, you know, you get that impact, you see it, you know, on zombies, when you take that shot and, you know, a limb goes flying or, you know, whatever it is, there's, you know, you feel it, like, you know, and so, I don't know, it was something that we did with World at War, and I think that's one of the things about this game. It's like, it takes the best of everything we've done from every one of our games. And I think we tried to bring that forward in Black Ops 3, just whatever it was. And we know people enjoyed having that, and so we wanted to bring it back.
Oh, satisfaction, right? The satisfaction and feedback loop. So from a design point of view, you know, if you're rocking around with a particular specialist and you put somebody down, you need to know, and you need to understand it. And one way to do that is to explode them into tiny chunks and bits.
Hey, we're The Race, the team that races to max prestige every year on Twitch when the new Call of Duty launches.
So now that you've seen the incredible